Good evening and welcome to eNews. I'm Shahan Ramkisoon. It's great to have you with us. Our top stories tonight. Soccer legend Phil Masinga, remembered as a passionate servant of the game.
Right now, we are desperate. They have to do something and they have to think. If they don't think, we are going to die, all of us.
More hardship for Zimbabweans as the fuel price in the country reaches a shocking 45 rand a litre. Tributes are pouring in for former Bafana Bafana star Phil Masinga. He died after a short illness. Let's take a look at the 49-year-old's soccer career.
Born in Klerksdorp, Masinga joined Jomo Cosmos in 1990, scoring 22 goals for Ezinkosi. His goal-poaching prowess was soon noticed by Mamelodi Sundowns, who bought the striker the next year. Chipper would spend 3 seasons at Sundowns, helping them win numerous titles, including the league. He made his national debut a year later. He also played a key role in Bafana Bafana's World Cup qualifying campaign, scoring the goal that sent South Africa to its World Cup showpiece. With such achievements in a small space of time, it was no surprise when Leeds came knocking. Masinga spent 2 seasons in England before moving to Swiss club St. Gallen. He also represented Italian outfits Salernitana and Bari and Al Wada in the UAE before retiring. Masinga tried his hand at coaching by mentoring PJ Stars in 2006.
Masinga's former Bafana teammate, Dr. Khumalo, describes him as a passionate player and a loyal servant of the game.
It was every player's dream to play in the World Cup. And it was a memorable goal because clearly it was within a short space of time for us being affiliated back into FIFA. And there we are, we qualified to the World Cup. And the worst scenario is that I intercepted the pass and I was in a better scoring position. And as we were rallying towards the goal post of the opponent, I was pointing, like saying to him that I was in a better position to score it. But 45 to 35 yards, he unleashed a powerful shot, and it was unbelievable. So that's how brave and how brilliant Chipper was. That was a fond memory for me.
SAFA President Danny Jordan says Masinga's death is a huge loss to football.
Phil Masinga was sick over a long period of time. However, it came as a shock this morning when I received the news. I last saw Phil Masinga on the 5th of January. That is just before I left for the CAF Awards in Dakar, Senegal. And he was, of course, he was struggling, he was weak, he's lost a lot of weight. But he was in a good spirit, a good mood. And we were talking, and I asked him what was his greatest memory. And he said the qualification for the World Cup 1998. First, the match in Pointe Noire that we lost 2-1. And in that match, they cut the eyes, both eyes of Mark Fish with elbows. And he said, as we left that Pointe Noire, and we had lost 2-1, that we are going to France. They are not going to France. And he said, and that is a decision that he took there. He was a committed, patriotic South African that always wanted to serve the people and serve football. It's a huge loss of a man at this young age.
To this developing story now, Western Cape firefighters are still battling several flare-ups in the Overstrand region. Strong winds have been fanning all 3 major fires over the past few days. Artyom Tongana and Zaid Harris, our camera operator, drove along the usually scenic Clarence Drive, which has been severely affected by the blaze.
Massive devastation caused by a fierce fire along the Kochel Bay area in Gordons Bay.
It took firefighters about 2 weeks to completely put it out. It has since spread into the Betis Bay area where several homes have been gutted. Firefighters there are still battling with the flare-ups along the mountains.
Strong winds have been making it difficult for both aerial and ground firefighting support to contain all 3 fires in the Overstrand area. This usually scenic clearance drive has since been reopened to the public. The fire was allegedly started by a flare that was set off illegally during New Year's Eve celebrations. 34-year-old Shelton April allegedly shot a signal flare into the air, which was fanned by the wind into Fynbos along a mountain slope. April is expected to make a second appearance at the Culloden Magistrates Court on Monday. Atim Tongana, Cape Town.
The man who claims to have helped fake ANC membership says he's preparing to court papers to challenge the party's 54th National Conference. Tapelo Liponisa says he and others forged documents in the lead-up to Nasrec. He says their forgery made it possible for illegal delegates to attend the national and provincial conferences. Sipamandla Goge has this story.
Tapelo Liponisa says it's very easy to secure fake ANC membership. All he needs is a forged 800 Rand bank stamp, blank membership forms and a signature. Leponisa took to Twitter recently, claiming to have taken part in forging ANC memberships ahead of the Nasrec conference.
Go to Western Cape. I did everything there at Western Cape. Everything. Free State, everything. This is the bunch of Free State. This is the Western Cape. This is Eastern Cape.
He says he was not surprised by the chaos at the ANC's Eastern Cape Provincial Conference, dubbed a festival of chairs.
They were fighting people there because of this thing that I did. So that thing happened before Nasrec. Yes, I did do those things, and then the thing that you saw there at the Avidality is true.
The ANC recently downplayed Leponisa's allegations. The party's acting spokesperson, Zizi God, was labeled him a con man.
We're almost now the 3rd year since Nasrec. So whoever has got some issues about Nasrec in terms of Tapelo and fraudulent activities he participated, I think his sins are following him now. This is a confession.
And the person that you call me the con man, I put him there.
Leponisa claims his life is in danger and has hired private security.
I'm willing to take any punishment from ANC. If they want to arrest me, go ahead. If they want to kill me, they can do that. I'm willing. And I'm here to apologize on ANC on behalf to those people that they lose at Nasrec, to those people that they lose at the provincial conferences. I'm here to apologize, said, comrade, I'm sorry.
He says it decided to go public because the ANC refuses to listen to him. Leponisa also alleges he's been offered millions by some leaders to keep quiet and protect the party's image. Sipamandla Goge, Durban.
After the break on eNews, 5 people die as a winter storm piled snow on large parts of the U.S. Welcome back. South Africa is lauding the DRC's peaceful elections. That's despite concerns from the opposition and one observer mission that the vote was flawed. Provisional results declared Felix Tshisekedi the winner with 38.57% of the vote. But the runner-up, Martin Fayulu, is challenging the results at the Constitutional Court. International Relations Minister Lindiwe Sisulu says all concerns must be properly investigated.
Any objection that might come, either from the church itself, if it has any legal standing, will go through the courts. Any objection that comes from Fayula has already been lodged with the courts and will await that. It would be very premature of me to declare my own view about a matter that is still under discussion. We are members of the National Security Council, and therefore it is important for us at all times to exercise caution in what we say. We do not represent ourselves, we represent the continent at the National Security Council. So I'll be guided by those discussions, and we were able to link into the discussions by video link, and we were able to hear everybody's comments around the issue of the DRC. and that is what will be my own conclusion on that matter. I don't have a personal view to express. I'm a member of the Security Council. That is what I will express when they've expressed themselves.
The Zimbabwean fuel crisis has deepened. Both petrol and diesel prices have more than doubled from 19 rand a litre to a whopping 45 rand a litre. The hikes came into effect just after midnight following an announcement by President Emmerson Mnangagwa.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa announced the new increases on Saturday. The government hopes doubling the fuel price will alleviate shortages. For weeks, most Zimbabwean motorists have been camping out, sleeping in long winding queues, hoping to buy petrol or diesel.
4 days waiting for petrol here, and they are just saying they are coming, and we are just waiting. Nothing is coming.
Right now, we are desperate. They have to do something, and they have to think. If they don't think, we are going to die, all of us.
These guys from the service station, in the service station, the fuel is, they have fuel in the service station, but most of them, they are taking to a black market.
At some fuel stations in the capital Harare, some motorists were seen celebrating the arrival of fuel tankers at stations.
What's up?
Due to the shortages and increases, public transport operators have now hiked their fares. Inevitable, most shops are set to follow. It's expected that basic goods will go up by more than 100%.
Most motorists in this long winding queue have been there for more than 3 nights, and there is no hope that they will get fuel. Pindai Due, Harare, Zimbabwe.
5 people have died in a snowstorm covering large parts of the United States. Power supply and traffic have been badly affected in the north and east. St. Louis and Columbia were hardest hit. By yesterday afternoon, 700 road accidents were reported with 5 fatalities and dozens of people injured. The weather affected 2 major airports in Chicago. Flights delayed, of course, left scores of travelers stranded. The bad weather is expected to continue until tomorrow. After the break, your weather details, and then... There's no slowing down for this 114-year-old. Yan tells us what keeps him going in a moment.
Welcome to the Weather Center. We are going to be seeing light rain and drizzle for much of your Sunday night over parts of the south coast and the adjacent interior. It will be mostly cloudy with rain and thunderstorms as well for the eastern areas of the Eastern Cape and parts of KwaZulu-Natal. A stormy night is forecast for the northeastern sections, where the storms will continue into Monday morning for parts of Limpopo, Gauteng and Mpumalanga. It will be mostly fine for the central areas. Then in the afternoon, we are going to see mostly sunny and hot weather once again for the western half of the country. It's going to be pretty stormy for the eastern parts of the country, including the interior of KwaZulu-Natal. Then later on towards the early evening hours, we will see rain and thunderstorms setting in for the eastern areas of the Eastern Cape and parts of KwaZulu-Natal, with thunderstorms persisting over the eastern escarpment areas. Now we're going to have another sunny and sizzling hot one on Monday for much of the Northern Cape, with highs in the upper 30s for Appington, Priska and Kimberley. Mostly sunny and warm to hot weather is forecast for the interior of the Western Cape. Cape Town warms to 26 degrees. It will be partly cloudy and cooler as we go towards the south coast. Isolated rain and thunderstorms are forecast for the eastern areas of the Eastern Cape. It will be dry for Port Elizabeth, warming to around 24 degrees. We are going to see rain and thunderstorms for much of KwaZulu-Natal, Durban, warming to around 26. We are expecting thunderstorms to persist over much of Mpumalanga, where top temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s are forecast for the high-felt areas. Thunderstorms also persist over much of the Limpopo province. However, it will be
dry for Messina, shooting to a hot 36 degrees on Monday afternoon. Thundershowers are also forecast for the eastern and northern parts of the northwest Mahikeng, warming to around 37 degrees. It's going to stay sunny and hot for much of the Free State, with a small chance of thundershowers around Bethlehem and Harrismith. Gauteng should see thundery showers on Monday afternoon, with top temperatures for the province lying mostly in the lower 30s. Now here's looking ahead to your Tuesday. It's going to be stormy for the eastern areas, a bit of rain for East London. It will stay mostly sunny and hot for the western sections. Then on Wednesday, we should see rain and thundershowers over the eastern half of the country, including parts of the Eastern Cape.
And finally, if you think you're getting old, well, meet Jan Steenberg from Port Elizabeth. He turned an inspiring 114 years old on the 31st of December last year. Now, he says his faith, hard work and good old Afrikaans music are the secrets to his long life. Sandy McCowan has this story.
Jan Steenberg is an early riser. He likes to keep up with what's happening. Plus, he's a favorite with the neighbors.
Uncle Jan, how old are you? Oud is ek vandaag, 104. 14 is ek vandaag.
Steenberg's lived in Colchester for 53 years. He moved here from Causton with his 3 children when his wife died. The former gravedigger says nothing soothes his soul more than listening to Afrikaans music and his faith in God. For Jan, there's no substitute for hard work. He says he learned that from his own father.
Saam met hom wake up. En so het my suster se groot gemaak saam met my pa. Pa het my groot gemaak. Moet werk, harde werk, been, kapnes, pik, graaf. So as niemand wat ek kan voor sy deur gaan staan en sê ek vra 'n stukkie brood nie. En na is brood wat ek kan myself nie kan maak om te leef nie.
Another favorite is a good old cup of coffee. Served by his daughter Marie Petrus, who looks after the award-winning centenarian.
Soos ek nou eintlik nou hoor, my pa is eintlik die oudste hier in die plek nou. Maar die oudste is, wanneer anders kosie, die ouderdom gemaak het wat hy het. Die ding wat hulle ook wil weet, hoe kan hy dan so lang lewe? Maar toe antwoord ek, toe dink ek so, dis die Here se werk, dit bestaan. En dan stry die mens om af. Dit lyk hy het hom ouer gemaak, maar dit is nie so nie, die Here spaar jou lank.
Jan doesn't seem to be slowing down. He continues to inspire those around him with his wisdom. Sandy McCowan, Port Elizabeth.
Wow, right? Well, here's a reminder of our top stories before we go. Soccer legend Phil Masinga, remembered as a passionate servant of the game.
Right now, we are desperate. They have to do something and they have to think. If they don't think, we are going to die, all of us.
More hardship for Zimbabweans as the fuel price in the country reaches a shocking 45 Rand a litre. From me, Shahan Ramkisoon and the rest of the team, take care and thanks for watching.